Hello and welcome to Having Coffee with Smok. Today, our guest is Alex.
Cheers.
Alex and we are in Pandora team, and Alex is a recruiter here for Amazon.
I think it's an interviewer. We don't distinguish between this. We're very inclusive in this.
Okay, so you're interviewer here for Amazon, and you interview people that apply for the job here.
Yes. Yeah. Otherwise, how would you do it?
Yeah, of course. But I mean, you're the person to go to.
Yes, I am the interviewer. So there is a recruiter that would be, okay, so I see now what you're saying. So there is a recruiter, which is the HR person that you would speak to, and they would guide you through the whole interviewing process. They'll tell you what it's like, what you have to do, next steps. They will follow up with you. And what I do is I just go in the room with the candidate, I grill them, and then if they pass, I give them a thumbs up, and we have like a debrief discussion with the rest of the interviewers in that loop. And then it's back to the recruiter, who is the HR person.
Right. So let's break this process down. You wouldn't believe it, but the most questions and comments that I get under my videos is about the interview process in Amazon.
Oh, is that right?
So everybody is like interested, how do I get in? And there are a lot of repeating questions, which most likely are known to people that applied already for some jobs, right? But majority of the questions come from people that didn't have any prior experience in this process, and they are interested in how does Amazon do it, right? So,
but today we will answer all of these people's questions.
Yeah, we'll try.
You and me together.
Yeah, let's try. I'm gonna be, a candidate that is, interested in joining Amazon.
Yeah.
And I'll ask questions that are appearing, in my head, and you will try to answer the best you can.
Okay, I like that game. Let's do it.
Okay, thing to start from, right?
Yes.
Before you get on site.
And there's a few steps that you must pass. It's like a little quest.
Okay.
Before you get to come on site and be grilled by myself and my colleagues. Okay.
So are these questions difficult, would you say?
Yes and no, I would say. So there is usually, the way the process goes is you apply, there is a CV screening, which we're not involved in. If your CV looks all right, then you will get to a coding assessment, an online assessment, which you have a set amount of time to finish. This is kind of like what you'd see on like HackerRank, LeetCode, this kind of sites. Right. You have a couple of questions.
So you have like a window in the browser, and you have to put in your code that basically completes some task that is given there. And,
and you have some
time limit.
Basic coding questions. Algorithms, data structures, that kind of stuff. Right. If you pass that, then you will go through one or more phone screens. And during the phone screen, the phone screen is very similar to the on-site, in fact. And you are going to go through the same kind of half of the questions are going to be what we call the leadership principles, right? Which is basically leadership principles define the culture of Amazon. And then you have the tech side, which is basically coding, data structures, algorithms, that kind of stuff. Okay.
Assuming that I get invited on site, right? Then you come in and you start asking questions about what, basically? Yeah. What do you ask about?
So as soon as you get invited on site, I come in like the Spanish Inquisition. I start asking questions. Where are you from? What do you want? What are you looking for?
I come to Amazon, and then what?
Looks amazing. It's on the 10th floor. There's all the windows facing outside. You see all the cranes in London. It's a beautiful experience.
Right. I'm afraid of heights, and then what?
Well, then we thought about that as well. Then we have the other side of the rooms, which do not provide the view. So you'll be safe.
Oh, okay, cool.
You'll feel safe. You will feel loved.
Sure.
You will feel taken care of. The on-site is, I think, a very cool experience because you get to meet some of the engineers working here. They're all really cool people to talk to get grilled by. It's a pleasant experience. What does it look like? You come in the room, you go through 3 or 4 sessions, with 3 or 4 interviewers. You'll be asked questions about your previous experience, previous professional experience. Right. They will ask you a question such as, give me an example where you had a problem to solve or a project to solve, and you had to take into consideration a very long-term lifespan for the project. How did you do it? How did it impact your team? that kind of a thing. So the question will be very specific, and you'll have to cherry pick from your experiences, which is not an easy thing to do on the spot. So you should sort of prepare
examples
your best.
of things you
yes,
did.
Definitely.
Yeah. So we are, as a recruiter, as an interviewer, you're seeking for examples from my past experience that show that I am able to manifest some of the Amazon principles, basically.
Yes.
That's kind of scary.
It is kind of scary. Of course, it's very scary, in fact, and you have to be prepared. It's although it's your experience, it's not readily accessible. It's not like you have a, but that is your job as you prepare. So if you would interview me right now for these, I would struggle very hard to find answers to these questions.
Yeah.
This is why you have to sit at home, look for your CV, think through your experiences, and think of interesting things that have happened to you that prove different skills.
So how do I find out about those Amazon principles? Where are they? Can I see them online, or how do I do this?
Yeah, the Amazon principles you can find on jobs.amazon.com. This is where you'd find the job that you'd like to apply for. And you will see each one of them, and you will be given a description of what it's like. So a good exercise for you to do before going to interview for any company, but especially for Amazon, would be to take each one of them and to find a piece to fit. So you'd find an example from your experience to fit each one of them.
Okay.
So that you have it readily available when you're asked about them.
Yeah, that's a very cool, advice. Thanks for that.
Yeah. But usually recruiters will brief you a little bit on like what to expect, because we want you to succeed in the interview.
Yeah.
We don't want you to come in unprepared and fail because you were unprepared. We want you to come prepared and fail because you were prepared, despite that you're prepared.
Yeah, that's a very good attitude. So you try your best, you are prepared, you're ready, and then we assess you based on
your best.
Yeah,
because that is what we expect. That is that is what it's like. Everybody's the best here.
Yeah, sounds very cool.
Yes.
So that's Amazon principles, and you said it's very important. It's like half of the time, so they are quite key to Amazon.
Of course.
Right. So what is the other part? What is the other 90%?
That's actually a good question, because so the interview is split in time and importance between the Amazon principles and the technical part.
Right.
Because it's very important that we have a strong technical candidate or strong people to work with technically. But it's equally important that these people have the ability to grow and to be able to collaborate with others in a way that is, without friction, without egos, and this is something that I've seen here a lot. Everybody I've ever worked with has been really open. Even we come with a problem to a different team, everybody has their own problems. Everybody has their own deadlines. Everybody's stressed, right? But everybody's really open to work and to work towards the ideal solution, and then make the trade-offs that you need because of the time constraints. But it's a very healthy working environment, and it's great. It's what you want to do. You don't want to be hindered by your ego or other problems. You want to have some clear values that are not debatable, so that you can do your job in a good way and have a nice afternoon afterwards when you go home. Be happy about it.
Okay. So what languages do you program in Amazon?
That depends from team to team.
So what is the most common?
I would say the most common is Java, probably.
Yeah.
We also use Python, JavaScript. I think some teams use C++, maybe, but I think by far Java would be the most.
Okay. So when I join Amazon and I'm interviewing, do I have to write in Java?
No. Actually, you can write in whatever you want. You can come in and you can write in something that the interviewer doesn't know about. So you can just you just be as comfortable as you can. You just write in the one that you're most comfortable with.
Right. General purpose language.
Yeah. This is a whiteboard test, or you can type it on an online editor. But basically, we're not looking for this to compile in our heads, right? And we're looking for more about the thinking, the data structure knowledge, the use of it, the problem solving skills. These are things that we care about. We don't care if you know the API or if you know the documentation. That's not essential.
Okay, that's very important to know. So I don't have to be afraid. If I don't know Java well, I'm writing in C++ or some other language. I don't have to be afraid. Okay, I don't know the main language of Amazon, I'm not able to pass the interview. Right?
Of course.
Okay.
Never an issue.
Never an issue.
Never doubt yourself.
You said there's some coding problems, right? So like algorithms or something like that. What else is being tested as a technical skill in Amazon?
So there's a few dimensions that we care about when we evaluate a candidate. One of them would be problem solving and coding.
Mm-hmm.
So this would be an interview where you would get a problem of a certain difficulty, and we are interested to see your thought process. We're interested for you to verbalize your thoughts, and we want to see you arrive at the solution, how you would think about it and how you would approach it. There's system design questions where we are interested less about this is not a coding interview, this particular one. This is more about how you would think about system design, how you would approach solving a problem. Again, we're very interested in the process, because you get an ambiguous problem, as you do in real life. All problems are ambiguous, and you want to model it in some way with software and with a system that would solve it. And so that's the kind of thing we would look for in that particular interview. Other things we look for is maintainability and readability of the code, how clean your code is, not as in syntax wise, but how the way you approach writing it, the way you structure your solution in code, how maintainable would that solution be in the future? How these are the kind of things that you would be tested for. And again, all these things, your recruiter, before you're on site, they will tell you what kind of interviews you will be having technically, what kind of interviews you will be having on the leadership principle side.
If I have no experience at all, I mean, I hear that Amazon hires the best employees, the best engineers there are. And what happens if I'm a new grad? Can I still apply? Does my lack of experience somehow prevents me from joining Amazon?
When we interview grads, the bar is a little bit lower on the experience side, because obviously you're not going to have experience. So your thesis or any internships or any school projects, that's great. That's great. It's good enough experience. On the technical side, though, you need to be strong.
Right.
In fact, grads, what we find is that grads are amongst because they just came out of this is what they do every single day, right? So, and they've also prepared for the interview. So we expect you to be very strong technically. Right. But on the experience side, obviously, it's not going to be the same as a senior engineer, right?
Right. That makes perfect sense.
So no, go for it. Yes.
What happens if I have not graduated from engineering major? I have something else, not let's say maths or not IT or computer science, right?
No, it is not an issue. I've actually seen a few people that have either done something completely different and they just got into coding, and I've seen people that have started studying a particular field. They found an interest for IT and for coding, and then they stopped halfway through. So no, man, if you're keen, give it a go.
Okay. Very cool. What are the key things that we should prepare? Like summarize that.
Right. You should have strong. You should be strong on the technical side. So you should be doing a lot of coding exercises, a lot of system design exercises. Practice this at home. Like imagine you're at the interview at the whiteboard and just rubber duck. This is a process where you take a rubber duck and you speak to it as if it were a person. Yeah. Because why not?
The practice, basically.
Yes. So basically practice verbalizing your thoughts and explaining your train of thought. And maybe even writing on the whiteboard if that is your preference. So that's on the technical side. And you should also go through your experience and just take a few weeks or a few days, or I don't know how much time you need. Whenever an idea pops into your head about something that you did that was cool, write it down, develop it, and then last but not least, grab that list of leadership principles and tie each one to a particular story or experience that you have, so that you gotta be ready, man. You gotta be like in the West, just shoot them out. You don't have time, you're gonna be stressed.
Okay, that sounds very cool. So I've been in Amazon, I completed my interviews. What happens next? How soon will I find out? Am I getting an offer, basically?
Yes, good, excellent question. That's we have a 2 and 5 promise thing. What that means is that we will give an answer to you about your phone screen within 5 days of the phone screen.
Right.
Yeah. If we do not answer within 5 days with a yes or no, then please contact us. Things like this happen, bureaucracy and all that. And the 2 means we will give you an answer after you're on site. So that's when you come in the company for the interview within 2 days of the interview.
Wow, that's very fast.
Yes, we want the candidate experience to be excellent.
Okay, sounds very cool. So I get my interview, I get my offer within 5 and 2 days.
You might not get your offer, but you get an answer.
An answer, okay.
You get an answer. The offer might take a bit more, but at least you know.
Okay, that's a good clarification to have. Thank you so much, Alex.
Yeah,
Thank you. It has been a pleasure.
Yes, it has. Thank you.
So you see, guys, you need to apply to Amazon as soon as you can, because it's a great place to work. You get to meet Alex, perhaps on your interview.
Could be.
He could be the man that will grill you.
Could be the man.
So, don't hesitate, don't wait, and apply. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers!
That was really cool, man.
Yeah, thanks.